Welcome back to my channel, guys. For decades, the United States has dominated the global economy. China shocked the world with its incredible rise, but now another giant is awakening. India, the world's most populous country, is growing faster than almost every major economy. Can India become richer than China? Can it even surpass the United States? And if yes, when would that will be happen? Today we will explore the facts, the predictions and the timeline that could make India the world's largest economy. Chapter 1, India Rise begins. India has transformed dramatically since the economic reform of 1991. Before then, growth was slow. Today, India has become one of the fastest growing major economies. Several factors are driving this rise. Population of over 1.4 billion, massive digital revolution, expanding manufacturing, rapid infrastructure development, a growing middle class, one of the world's youngest workforce. India now produces everything from software to smartphones, satellites, pharmaceuticals, automobiles, semiconductors, and military equipment. Government initiatives like Make in India, Digital India, Startup India, PM Gati Shakti, National Infrastructure Pipeline are helping transforming the country into a global manufacturing and technology hub. Chapter 2, Why Companies Are Moving to India. The COVID pandemic exposed the risks of relying too heavily on one country for manufacturing. As tension between China and the West increase, many global companies start adopting the China plus one strategy. Companies have expanded manufacturing in India across sectors includes smartphone, electronics, renewable energy, automotive, pharmaceuticals. India offers large domestic market, competitive labor cost, English speaking workforce, democratic institution, growing growing infrastructure. These factors have made India increasingly attractive for long-term investment. Chapter 3, India Economic Timeline. Let's look at many economist projects while remembering these are forecasts, not guarantees. By 2030, India is widely expected to become the third largest economy in the nominal GDP behind only the United States and China. Major milestones could include expanded high-speed transport, continued growth in digital payments, larger renewable energy capacity, increased manufacturing exports. By 2040, if growth remains strong, India middle class may become one of the world's largest. Manufacturing could rival the biggest global hubs. India technology and AI industry could expand significantly. By 2047, India government has set the goal of becoming a developed nation by the centenary of independence. Possible achievements include modern transport networks, advanced defense manufacturing, large space capabilities, higher incomes, greater industrial capacity. Whether all these goals are achieved will depend on sustainable economic reforms and implementation. By 2050, many long-term projections suggest India could become one of the world's largest economies by GDP, potentially narrowing the gap with the United States and China. However, the exact ranking will depend on growth rates in all three countries. Beyond 2060, some very long range economic projections suggest India could overtake the United States in total GDP if it maintains strong growth over several decades. Chapter 4. Can India overtake China? This is one of the biggest economic questions of this century. India has several advantages: younger population, expanding consumer market, growing technology sector, rising infrastructure investment. China, however, still has major strengths: vast industrial vast industrial base, advanced manufacturing, strong export networks, high income per person, extensive infrastructure. Some economists believed India could eventually surpass China in total GDP during the second half of this century, but others think China may retain its lead for much longer. The outcome will depend on productivity, innovation, demographics, education, and government policy in both countries. Chapter 5. Challenges India must overcome. In economic growth is never guaranteed. India still faces important challenges: job creation, education quality, healthcare access, income inequality, urban planning, environmental pressures, water security, skilled workforce development. Addressing this issue will be essential for sustaining higher growth. Chapter 6. Could India become richer than the USA? The answer depends on what richer means. If we mean total GDP, some forecasts suggest India could eventually become the world's largest economy later this century. If we mean GDP per person, the picture is very different. The United States currently has a much higher income per person, and closing that gap would likely take many decades, even if India's economy become larger. All final timeline: 2026, world fastest growing major economy among many large economies. 2030, expected to be the third largest economy. 2040, major manufacturing and technology expansion. 2047, India target to become a developed nation. 2050, one of the world's largest economies. 2060 to 80, possible not certain. Some long-term forecasts suggest India could overtake the United States in total GDP if strong growth continues. Later in this century, some projections suggest India could also surpass China in total GDP, but there is no consensus on the exact timing. Conclusion: India's future is filled with enormous opportunity, but no prediction is guaranteed. Whether it becomes the world's richest economy will depend on innovation, education, infrastructure, governance, and the choices made over the coming decades. One thing is certain: the global balance of economic power is changing, and India is expected to play a central role in that story. Do you think India will become the world's largest economy? If so, when? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you.